Okay, real quick video. I'm making a free template for you to use if you would like to make a pyramid head helmet. The reason I'm doing this, one, Halloween time, two, Silent Hill 2 remake just came out, so there might be a little bit of inspiration for that. And three, most importantly, I've never really seen many good templates out there. Either they're the movie version, and that's not the one I like, or two, the video game one just isn't that accurate. So what I'll be doing, I'm going to take one of my figures, one of my many figures, and I'm going to pretty much make a template based off of his helmet. That way it's to scale of this helmet. I'll also scale it up so that this helmet then is scaled to me. You might have to scale it up or down depending on your height, but yeah, let's get to it. All right, our pattern is now traced out. Now to do the math and to upscale this to my size. Okay, we have our entire measurements of everything, down to the inches. The only thing I need to do, since I have the measurements for this, is I just need to get a measurement of pyramid head, my height, divide the difference, then multiply these numbers by that difference. So let's see, this is not going to be very hard to do. He is standing fairly straight up. I have multiple statues. This is the one where he's standing the most upright. The rest, he's usually doing some kind of pose. So this is, to me, the most accurate I'm going to get in terms of height measurement. There is one slight dilemma. We don't know exactly how far up his head is in this. I mean, if we were to take a guess and look at it, I would say that his head goes probably very close to the top. Probably if you were to put the thing on, it would probably rest perfectly at the tip of the pyramid. I'm sorry, I'm sick right now. So we're gonna go based on that. We'll stop right around there, measure that high, see what that is. That's putting good old pyramid head at about 12 inches. That's very good because I'm 6 foot. So I'm gonna need me to do some math. Well, I can just times the numbers by 6. Yeah, that's super easy. Because if he's 1 foot, I'm 6, he's 1/6 scale, times it by 6, times this all by 6, we got our thing. I think. Find out.
A few moments later.
Okay, I made my template and I printed everything out. So now all I need to do is tape it all together and then transfer it to something. Okay, everything is now all cut out. We have all of our template pieces. We got our front, our trim, and then we have this little, this would be our trim. And then this piece here is that little extra bit that hangs underneath everything. It'll also kind of help square everything up as well. It hangs out maybe just a 1/2 inch If you want to mark that, that's up to you. But yeah. As for what we will be attaching or building this out of, that is entirely up to you. This template is mostly just meant to be the shape, to get you the exact... It's mostly meant to get you like the exact geometry of the helmet, as close as I can based on this guy. We have included everything, like I said, from the actual pyramid itself, the trimming, and then this little lip around the bottom. I also, the point as well. I made a piece for that as well. Most people seem to forget that even exists, but it's there, and I added that in the template too, right here. But again, I'm only making this as a template for you. Maybe in the future I might make this for myself. So you can make this out of foam, cardboard, whatever you want. I don't care. Rebar, you do it. Sheet metal. What I'm using is foam board. This is same kind of like project board you would see for like a school project. These are pretty cheap. It's like, I believe around $3-4 per sheet. I think I only spent about 20 bucks on all of these. I didn't know how many I needed. I probably don't need this many that I got, but it's better to have them than not. So sorry, whoever needed project boards at Target. I accidentally bought them all. All right, let's transfer this. All right, didn't actually end up using all of them. That's good. Might be able to use them for something else. Now, how I'm going to attach these all together. Since this is just foam board, I am not going to go crazy with contact cement and other stuff like I would with EVA foam. Instead, I'm just going to use some good old hot glue. Now, obviously I did not cut beveled ends into any of these because I am lazy. So I have another method for this. Should mention I've done this before. I'm just doing it again so that I can just save this template for you if you want this. So what I'm going to do, I'll take all the pieces and I'm going to use painter's tape and start taping it together. Once all the pieces are together, it should be finally holding that shape. And I'm just going to take the hot glue and glue it from the inside and maybe the outside. All right, let's do this. Okay, I wanted to talk about this really quick before I keep going forward. So I have gotten all the hot glue in there, both sides. So now it's holding pretty steady, shape-wise. All that looks pretty good. I just now realized that my ceiling is low, like it always is, and I'm not going to put this on down here. I'll put it upstairs or something. But anyway, shape is turning out really good and very accurate to what we have here. It is pretty much 1 for 1 with this guy. All right. Now, as I said, this is a template that I made. I did a few small goofs that I realized that you will have to make up for and adjust. So in the back here, there's a little bit of separation. I must have messed up when I was doing some lines. You will have to fix that. You will have to. I'm not going to. Next, I am putting in this underpiece. This is the second plate of armor that is underneath the front, like this. It is a tiny bit narrow. I might recut this, make it a little bit wider. The fact that this whole thing, I more or less glued it all together while it's held with tape. It shifts a little bit. It has a little bit of give. So it did kind of shift the nose just a little bit. So it now does not fit 100% even side to side. That's not a big deal, considering his helmet is kind of like all very rustic and uneven in nature if you really look at it. So that's fine, no big deal. I can make it wider if I want, which I might. I'll take that into consideration real quick. Make it just a little bit wider at the tip. But what I'll do then is I'll just tape it in place, find a good spot, and then glue it on. Only thing left then after that will be the tip. I just made a small piece here. Obviously that's not gonna work like that. It's hard to explain with this helmet. There's various versions and artistic interpretations of it, from models to in-game models. So when I say models, I mean these models, to your in-game models, drawings, probably from the remake to the original. It's changed a lot over and over. So there usually is some kind of framework along each edge of this, kind of holding this all in. And then mostly the front and the sides has almost like this flesh-like texture rather than metal and rust. Or rather the sides, I think. I can't remember. It changes a lot. But anyway, so this is supposed to be your framework. When you use the template for this, you're getting the base structure and the base geometry, and that's all you're getting. Everything after that is your artistic ability, and how far you want to take it. If you just want to have a cardboard helmet to run around for Halloween, have at it. If you want to make a costume and you need this shape as best as possible to get as close as you want, you have that. Do all the detail and crazy stuff. How you want to see out the front is also your problem. I don't know how to approach that. You could use a sheet of clear plastic, paint the inside, and then just maybe when you do your effects on the outside, somehow have a way to see through, maybe a camera. Normally he has some kind of hole or square in the front right here. In very, very rare occasions on the PS2 version, the original version, he would have a tongue that would come out of it. I think I've only ever seen it once, and it's so rare, I swear at this point it feels more like a fever dream rather than an actual reality. But I could have sworn, maybe it's Mandela effects or something. I could have sworn though, yeah, but a tongue would come out of that. It has to. I could have sworn I've seen it at least once in game. It's almost like an urban legend at this point. Let's see, anything of note real quick. Oh, I wasn't entirely talking about this, the tip. So I just made the tip for the shape. The way it normally goes, if I remember right, So it doesn't really follow the path of any of these sides. So it more or less peeks forward just a hair. Like so. But it's almost like I don't know what it would be, like a nail or something. I did a left and right for it. I figured what I'll do is I'll just glue them together so it has a little bit of thickness. Cut out a little bit of the top, shove it in there so that it seems to fit, then just glue it around, and that'll be that. All right, back to work. All right, we are on the home stretch. The fill is now on and in. The only thing left really, well, aside from doing the tip and all that, I need to put something in here at the very top inside so that my head has something to rest on, because your head does not go the entire way up inside. This needs to rest on the shoulders, like so. Usually just a hair above the shoulders. So I kind of threw it on with a marker and just kind of like did one of these. Hopefully that's enough. We'll figure it out with a sheet of paper, mock something up with some scrap poster board here, and we'll see what we get, fitment wise. May not be perfect, but it's at least a start. All right, let's leave that in there. Now I'm gonna throw it on real quick. See if my head hits. Hit the paper. Shoulder's not touching. Okay. Tells me that's about the size that I want. So let's see if we have any scrap pieces big enough for that. Yes, we do. Okay. Now the real question is, do I trace it and then flip it? That way it's symmetrical. And we'll try to find a middle ground when we cut this out. That is why I tend to, if I need something that's symmetrical, I'll usually flip it and I trace it again, because obviously that's not even. That's okay though. It's not a big deal. Try to find something in the middle and cut from there. Now the real question, will it fit? Can only hope. Fits enough. All right, that's good. I'm gonna just hot glue the crap out of the top, and we're just gonna shove it in. All right. See what happens. I did not think this through. I never do. I never do. Now we'll just flip it upside down and glue it again. Now, if I was planning to turn this into a normal costume, I'd probably try and find a way to put a fan in this first. But we're not. Oh well. Too late. I guess this is more for demonstration purposes only. Okay, so the whole reason, well, not really, but more of a happy accident, I guess, this entire piece here is shaped the way it is because, so we're all very familiar with the bag he has on his back of the neck, but in the front, you really only see it once towards the end of his death in Silent Hill 2, but he has like a black bag that's like right here on the front of the jaw, but that hooks up right around here, so if you are going to make that, then that can actually latch in there somehow. Yeah, happy accident. Let me give this one more test fit. Not like I can see it, but all right. So I did notice one little bit of thing is, so this will be something else you have to. I mean, fitment is something you're gonna have to worry about yourself. It works, but obviously the weight of it wants to slide forward and down, so it wants to keep going this way. Now, I don't want that to go too far forward because then it doesn't fit properly. What you want is this corner here to more or less be right on your shoulder, or right in the front of your shoulder. So what I need is a little bit of extra padding in the back. It seems like what I need is to bridge the gap between these two plates here in the bottom. Stay still. From this corner to this corner, and just make that flat. If I do that, I think that should get this to rest on the back of my head, and hopefully not fall too far forward. Which means I gotta make another piece. All right, I'm gonna leave that in there temporarily and not actually in there permanent, because I want to be able to test it like that. All right, that works. That gets the forward position exactly where I want it. Problem number two, obviously it's not going to stop it from wanting to fall forward because of all the weight. So I think when it comes to actually wearing something like this, something's going to have to be attached inside hardware-wise with a strap. It's just going to be needed. That's going to be easy. Like a Velcro hoop lock. They usually sell it in the sewing section at Walmart. The packaging shows it like being able to bind up books, like wrap it around a book, goes through a loop, Velcroes back onto itself to hold everything still. Hook that in there, make like a little helmet strap. And that should be more than enough to keep the whole thing from falling forward. Theoretically. You might have to hook it up more like a bicycle helmet or something like that. Something with two straps and then down. That way it kind of holds it in 2 points, both forward and back. That would probably be the more accurate kneading thing. But anyway, let's glue this in so we can finally get onto doing the spike and then being done. Again, like I said, if you are going to be using this just for the shape, which is all I'm providing, if you go the extra step to do all the insane detailing, there will be trim that runs up along each of these corners. In that trim, this peak will be attached to that trim, and we'll go right along here. What I'm going to do, figure out where I want this angled. This is going to be here at that angle. Let's take a little forward, so off there. If I wanted to, I could probably peek them. All right, I think we're done. We're done. All it's left now to do is a little bit of cleanup, and then we get to show it off. All right, and this is our finished helmet. It's dimensionally to scale of the actual model that we saw at the beginning. Again, like I mentioned, on the inside, you will need some kind of bicycle helmet style strapping to hold this thing still, otherwise it will fall forward. So let's give it a good test fit, see how it looks. But I think it needs one more thing. This knife, just like this helmet, are both free on my website. They are scaled to me at 6 feet. So whatever height you are, divide that difference and scale down or up your template sizes, and you should be good to go. I'll see you in the next one.